This month in boxing history, Wilfred Benitez becomes the youngest world champion in professional boxing. March 1976. Hello, fight fans. This is Coach Nathan of NS Champ 7 Par Boxing Series at nschamp7.com with a look back at an amazing feat that hasn't been duplicated since, and it's been darn near 50 years. Wilfred Benitez was 17 years of age when he beat the legendary Colombian great Antonio Cervantes, aka Kid Pambile, who was making the 11th defense of his WBA junior welterweight title, which he won incidentally in October of 1972. Now, coming into this match, Cervantes was a 4-1 favorite to win against a teenager who turned pro at 15 years old 2 years earlier. But he came into the fight with a record of 25 wins and 0 defeats. Wilfred also came from a fighting family, as older brothers Frankie and Gregorio preceded him in the pro ranks, and they were trained and managed by their father, Gregorio Sr. The title match against Cervantes was held at the Hiram Bithorn Stadium in his native country in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And it was reported that a lot of his high school classmates were there in attendance. The fight itself was a gutsy display of Wilfred's fast jab, excellent use of angles, and smart counterpunching, causing him to win a well-deserved, albeit 15-round split decision. And Antonio Cervantes was no slouch, folks. He was a 2-time world champion, and in 2002 was chosen by Ring Magazine as one of the top 80 best fighters in the last 80 years. He first won the title by knocking out Alfonso Peppermint Frazier in the 10th round, and he beat some pretty good fighters in his heyday. Fighters such as 2-time former world lightweight champ Esteban de Jesus. Now, de Jesus was the first guy to defeat the legendary Roberto Duran, and he beat former junior welterweight champ, the Bronx, New York's Sayol Mambe. He regained the title he lost to Benitez, who had moved up to welterweight with a 5th-round knockout over Carlos Maria Jimenez. And in his final major title match at 34 years of age, he lost to future great, and at that time undefeated, Aaron the Hawk Pryor. He was stopped in the 5th round, but not before putting Pryor on the canvas with a knockdown of his own in round 1. Now, Benitez went on to win 2 more world titles by decisioning Carlos Palomino at welterweight, and 2 years later, and this is after he lost his title to Sugar Ray Leonard, he flattened the UK's Maurice Hope with a 12-round knockout for the junior middleweight title. On top of his epic battle with Ray Leonard, he also had epic battles with Tommy the Hitman Hearns and Roberto Duran. Now, the frustrating thing from a fan's perspective, as well as with those who are close to him, is that Wilfred became another in the long list of champions who stayed at the fight game far too long, taking fights on short notice, getting knocked out, only to come back for more. However, nothing can take away from his well-deserved place in the International Boxing Hall of Fame, and he's considered one of the best Puerto Rican fighters ever, along with the likes of Felix Trinidad, Wilfredo Gomez, Carlos Ortiz, Hector Macho Camacho, Edwin Rosario, and Miguel Cotto. And pulling off a once-in-a-lifetime feat, world champion at 17, which looks like that won't be duplicated anytime soon. Now, it's been well chronicled about Wilfred's failing health, how he needs medical care just about every day. But being the eternal optimist that I am, I believe that rather than us look at him as a tragic figure, that we should all continue to focus our prayers, well wishes, and positive thoughts in his direction when you think of him. Because as long as you have breath, you have life. And as long as you have life, you always have hope. So, that's my analysis on this amazing piece of professional prize fight history. don't forget, for elite boxing instruction, elite boxing analysis, and elite boxing philosophy, click that like and notification button, share and subscribe to NS Champ 7 Part Boxing Series at nschamp7.com.